FNAF is a huge series, and with a huge series comes a lot of games, and with a lot of games comes a fair amount of glitches. I mean, we learned this from Skyrim, right? But which are the scariest of them all? That's what we're exploring today. Greetings gamers, welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Connor Monroe, and this is the top 10 scariest FNAF glitches ever. Let's do it. And in 10, booking it. When the power goes out, you're usually done for, but usually you just have to sit there and wait for your death, unless you end up exiting and restarting the game, because you might as well if you're guaranteed death, right? Well, this is fairly well known, but you are actually always guaranteed death when that slowed March of the Toreador plays. Because thanks to the way the game works, the time to 6 a.m. is still counting down. I mean, which makes sense given how time works in real life too. It doesn't just stop because an animatronic decided to start singing a song that was in the public domain. So in all honesty, while waiting for that jump scare or in the middle of any jump scare really, you can survive to end your shift. And the reason this is scary is because of the implications that it has. That once 6 a.m. hits, you just freaking book it to the door. So you, like, no stopping, no slowing down, okay, no tripping like in every horror movie ever, and you instead just beeline it and like it faster than Chica on her way to get free pizza. And this implies that you can do it at any time in the game, but you willingly stay there to get tortured and then just with the ultimate threat of death. I mean, which either makes you an adrenaline junkie or me, because today on my lunch break I learned that my toaster is waterproof. There should always be like the threat of death, right? But like it has to be the right amount of threat of death, otherwise it's not worth it. And at 9, Golden Freddy. Now, it's unknown whether Golden Freddy's jump scare was intentionally meant to crash the game or not. If you're unaware because you haven't played the game or just never been jump scared by Golden Freddy, if Golden Freddy gets you during whatever nights he's active, instead of sending you back to the main menu of the game where you can try the night over, he sends you right to the desktop and closes the game. Now, this was originally thought to be a glitch, but with the addition of Golden Freddy doing the same thing in FNAF 2, we thought that perhaps it was intentional. However, the biggest issue with this is that if it was originally a glitch, that's freaking terrifying. Imagine how absolutely messed up that would end up being. Not because of like any like lore implications or whatever, but because of how many theories there would be about why it was happening like that. And then maybe it proves that the FNAF series is actually cursed and that there are aspects that are real and Afton is trying to escape into our world. Because basically, okay, it's scary because it means a whole lot of pointless work for me having to talk about all that. So I'd rather not do it, and let's just leave it at the fact that it was an intentional glitch. And at 8, stuck Foxy. Thanks to a couple users on Steam, I found out that in FNAF 1 in FNAF ER's flat mode, you can close the left door and spam the button that allows you to peek out, triggering a Foxy attack. Foxy will eventually get stuck and stay still in front of your door. Now, I don't know if this actually ends up causing him to block the door, preventing Bonnie from entering, but it was certainly an interesting glitch that could be very frightening. Imagine you forget about it, then you open the door and you find Foxy just waiting outside, but he doesn't move. He just stands there, waiting for the perfect opportunity to attack. I don't know, okay? I don't know if he actually ends up attacking. None of these comments were very specific about this glitch, like saying that they just said that he gets stuck at the door. Like, what does that even mean? Is he just frozen for the rest of the game, or is he like a oh no, what are you doing step animatronics situation where they're just faking you to lure you into a false sense of security and then boom, they tear you to shreds, and not in the good way. And at 7, stuck door. Not only will the animatronics play the stuck game, but apparently in the console port of FNAF 1, the doors will do so as well. And not in the classic way of just trying to mess with you, like they will actually be unoperational, particularly the right door, which is odd because the one that likes to stop working more, at least from my experience, seems to be the left door. I know what you're thinking, okay? They're supposed to do that, but that's not what I'm trying to say, okay? What they're not supposed to do is register that they're closed and then start consuming power like they are, but then not actually be closed and result in a Chica jump scare, because that's what happened to quite a few Reddit users from the looks. They hit the button and it closed the door, the power usage went up, however the door animation didn't play and it was still wide open. But since the sound and power had started working, they thought that it was just a visual glitch, so they kept going, only to get jump scared by Chica seconds later. Ah, what fun, right? Doesn't that sound like a wonderful time? What, it doesn't? How dare you say that? What makes you think of such a monstrosity? What are you doing, step electromagnet door that should work in the opposite way that it actually does in the game? And at 6, danger keep out call. The phone calls in FNAF are really something you only need once. After that, unless you're looking for lore, there isn't really much that they can help you with, unless you're absolutely trash at the game like yours truly. However, in the FNAF VR Curse of Dreadbear DLC, the final phone call for the Danger Keep Out minigame may be a little more than meets the ear, since if you can perform a series of actions with the call, or maybe it's just like you put it on hold or something, or at one point I think it's just you pick it up, something like that, you end up causing the whole area to turn static and pulse as if it was being scanned. The end result is that sometimes you just get put back to the starting screen of the DLC. And yeah, you don't complete the night, you gotta go back and you gotta try it again. But while it may be an intentional glitch, so I guess it's rather an Easter egg, it will still certainly freak you out the first time you see it, okay? So it counts. This scared the absolute living daylights out of me the first time I saw it, so maybe now that I've warned you, you won't be as terrified. You're welcome. Halfway through in at number 5, double jump scare. Did you know that in FNAF's coding there are actually jump scare priorities? Yeah, some animatronics are more favored than others to deliver the killing blow. For example, when you run out of power, Freddy is the highest priority so that they can guarantee that he jump scares you. This also stops any other animatronic from being able to jump scare you. However, the same concept also applies to the main gameplay, which results in some pretty horrifying moments. For example, getting jump scared by Foxy only to have Chica interrupt him. This cuts off Foxy's jump scare and starts Chica's jump scare, resulting in you getting 2 for the price of 1. So you get double the value of your scare, making you crap your pants double time. And that's not the only one that can get interrupted. If you're getting jump scared by Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, or Freddy, you can run out of power and be temporarily saved. This stops their jump scares and does the whole setup of another Freddy one thanks to there being no power. This can actually also help save you if you're close to 6 AM, since like I said, the time is still counting when you're waiting for Freddy to get you. So if you do get jump scared just before it turns 6 and then you run out of power, you can actually still win, but that's a lot of conditions. And technically, you can get jump scared by Foxy, have it interrupted by Chica, then have it interrupted by Freddy in that way. And at 4, silence. This actually happened to me in one of our videos titled Everything Goes Wrong in FNAF VR, and honestly, everything went wrong in FNAF VR. I was playing the Foxy Corn Maze minigame when all of a sudden my screen went black and my audio cut out. This was certainly not intentional in the game since, you know, it relies on sound, but once my camera came back, I wasn't able to hear anything at all, so I had to try to complete the game with no audio. I have to be honest, absolutely horrifying. The only kind of relieving part about it was that I didn't have to listen to the crows, or the actual relief my bowels felt into my pants. But in all honesty, this glitch was absolutely atrocious. Having to navigate a maze with no audio indication as to where Foxy could be or where the purple key is going to be, that was probably the worst thing that could have happened. And I had to heighten all my other senses to get an idea for what was next. I felt like Daredevil, kind of, but like hearing Daredevil. My visuals, okay, that was the best clue I had, so I had to make sure that my eyes could pick up on every minute detail. Okay, 10 out of 10, horrifying. Don't recommend. At least the jump scare wasn't as bad. Getting close to the end in number 3, long jump scare. In the same vein as a double jump scare, we have the long jump scare. Now, this is only in the same vein as the other one because they both have to do with jump scares. However, in FNAF 1, it was possible to prolong a jump scare and continue the night. The only difficulty behind this would be that you had to keep pulling the monitor back up before the jump scare completes. If you were able to do this though, the jump scare would reset, but also time would keep progressing. So in theory, if you could keep it up long enough, giggity, then you would be able to keep the jump scare going until the end of the night. Hell, even from 1 AM to 6 AM you could be getting jump scared. It would just be difficult to keep going long enough for the night to finish. However, with Viagra, today's sponsor, you can keep it up all night long. No, I'm kidding. We're not sponsored by Viagra. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine? You think someone who talks about Five Nights at Freddys and comic books on the internet for a living is going to get sponsored by that little blue pill? That's hilarious. Self-digs aside, this is certainly a scary glitch. Cause you know, jump scare. Can you tell that it's a rough mental health day? It's a no bones day. But ultimately, in at number 2, Overpowered Springtrap. Apparently, FNAF VR flat mode has a lot of bugs that result in ultimate horror. Well, during the FNAF 3 sections of FNAF VR flat mode's gameplay, you have to fend off Springtrap, obviously. However, for some reason, apparently there's a glitch that results in Springtrap being insanely overpowered and being able to jump scare you instantly. It's unknown what causes this glitch, but apparently at times if Springtrap enters the vents, he can instantly make his way to the end, despite the vents being closed. The only way to prevent this is by putting the camera on one vent like one of the vent cameras and then leaving it there. If you don't, Springtrap can just make his way through the entire vent system instantaneously. He also is just able to make his way to your door instantly and jump scare you apparently, which in this version of FNAF 3 is scarier since it's more of a jarring jump scare rather than the originally slow moving towards the camera at you kind of thing that pissed everyone off. But still, instant death, definitely not a nice and thoughtful glitch. Finally, in at number 1, you lose. Another one I got off the Steam forums thanks to a specific user, this time known as Weezer. They said, I had a bug in FNAF 2 and Night 2 in FNAF VR flat mode where I had the Freddy mask on while fending off Toy Bonnie. It hits 6 AM, I take the mask off and get immediately jump scared, making me lose the night even when I beat it, which is an odd way of putting it, but what I believe he means is that the game made him take off his mask because it was 6 AM, but then he ended up getting jump scared, which is odd because beating the night mechanic should be more of a priority and actually should prevent any animatronic from jump scaring you, even if it's just a layout that pops up on the screen. However, if the game clock said 6 AM and you took the mask off before Bonnie was gone, that's kind of your own fault, man. Even if the clock said 6, since the clock doesn't normally say 6 and the night just ends. Cause if the night would just end if it was supposed to say 6. I mean, I don't know what's scarier though, getting jump scared when you should have beaten the night, or the fact that the shift didn't end at 6 and you'd probably be working there forever, 24/7. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scariest FNAF glitches ever. What are your favorite glitches and have you experienced any really scary ones while playing FNAF? Be sure you let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Spider-Man, and I'll see you in another video. How stupid does this mask look? I'm certain it looks dumb.